Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back for another humiliating happening down in the harrowing hallways and haunted hollows of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And humiliating really does feel like the right word. Sure, we left the dungeon last episode with the kind of cash you usually only see Kanye West begging for from Mark Zuckerberg on Twitter. And sure, we walked away almost entirely stress-free, but the triumph, it really still felt pretty hollow. Just because the dungeon was taking pity on us. That's all it was. It was straight up pity. It's like that time back in high school when little Jimmy Phillips, the scrawny kid who was always getting stuffed into lockers, finally decided that today was the day he was gonna take a stand, that today was the day he was finally gonna fight back against his bully. So he waited right in front of his open locker for all of fourth period, just begging Ronnie Romano to come jam him in it like a fishmonger on a sardine. And when Ronnie finally showed up for the inevitable in-lockering, Jimmy tried to stop him by throwing the lamest, gimpiest, limp-wristed punch you've ever seen, which bounced harmlessly off Ronnie's chest, yet still somehow managed to sprain Jimmy's wrist. And it was so pathetic that Ronnie's face got all red because he actually felt a little bad for his victim, and it made him ashamed of himself, his own self-recrimination against picking on someone so weak and helpless, that he just walked away without saying a word while Jimmy cradled his wrist and tried not to cry. Yeah, last episode was basically that, except with our team of Seekers in the role of Jimmy, and the veteran Cove mission playing the part of Ronnie the Bully. It was ugly, and I don't feel good about it. Fortunately, just like the Jimmy Phillips who never got bullied again by Ronnie Romano after that day, so I suppose standing up to him did do some good. Just like that, though, we're going to get some benefit out of this because a gentle tide has rolled in, and we've got 15% extra damage in the Cove on our next quest, which, like Jimmy and managing to avoid his locker from his high school days for the rest of his life, we are also going to take advantage of. Let's go down to the old Cove here and see what we can do about taking out the sunken crew. We took a look at this last time when we got the event. I was excited. I've been reviewing it sort of in my mind just very quickly between episodes thinking, is this a good idea? I've decided definitively, yes, it is a good idea, but we're going to do this with a really, really weird and unconventional team. We got Alex Olson. We're going to take him. The Abomination is going. We got James Harper. We're going to take him. We got Steve Rogers. We're going to take him. Pete, Captain America? Is Captain America really right for this mission? I say to you, yes, this is Captain America's moment to shine. The only thing that's really missing here is a power healer. And unfortunately, we sort of don't have one. But we do have Madeline Pryor, who is available and is high enough level to go on the mission without getting a ton of additional stress. She's a little underleveled, admittedly, but I think she's going to be okay. Because we can get her level... Oh, that's right. You won't serve with an Abomination, will you? You've thrown... I forgot you're religious. Oh, you religious nuts and you're... So, as I was saying with Madeline Pryor, what I really meant was John Constantine, who's not a judgy bitch like Anodyne. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Madeline Pryor. You're the clone of a woman who's kind of a judgy bitch, and I guess some things aren't really learned behaviors, are they? So that's our team then for this mission. I still really like the combination of Alex Olson, Steve Rogers, and James Harper. I think this is going to be a really strong dynamic. I think these guys are going to work really well together. Not because one of them's Captain America and he gets along with everybody, just because they have fairly complementary skill bases. Guard Dog is intriguing. Gives us plus 15% and lets us dodge. Or gives us plus 15 dodge, rather, and lets us guard an ally. Interesting, but I think we're better off with the skills we've got. Also, don't get salty, chat, when I forget to use the dog biscuit, because I'm just going to warn you in advance. I'm going to forget to use the friggin' dog biscuits. I always do. Camping skills are something I have been overlooking desperately lately, and I'm going to try and do better about not overlooking. But before we do that, weapons and armor, if we're going to go fight a boss, these are all a must. And thanks to the mad Kanye West, Mark Zuckerberg, please give me money because I'm desperately poor, which makes no sense at all. Them bullshit. Kanye, freaking, I mean, seriously, begging Kanye? Aren't you above that? You have enough money that I don't really think you should probably be begging. Alternatively, you know, consider maybe turning back your lifestyle a little bit. You've got a positive revenue stream there, Kanye. You're not really the sort of guy who should be begging. Dated pop culture reference from Perfidious Pete. You should not be surprised by that at this point. Alright, John Constantine, what abilities do you have? Dark Strength is crap. Unspeakable Commune, it's not crap, but it's not good. What are your other options? Dark Ritual, terrible. Abandon Hope, also bad. So let's just give you Encourage so you have one skill that's not tantamount to a war crime and then just move on. Let's just buy everybody Encourage. How does that sound? Encourage for everyone? Does this seem acceptable, Pete? Well, you already have it. Therapy Dog's real good. Man's Best Friend, also real good. Release the Hound. Intriguing, but not as good as Man's Best Friend. And then let's make sure we have these equipped, because last time I went into a dungeon, I bought camping skills, didn't equip them, didn't get a chance to use them, and then I think almost everybody I bought a damn skill for wound up in the boneyard. Maybe that's a reason to not buy camping skills. What if camping skills are death sentence and I'm just unaware of it? What if this is why everybody died? Now I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I haven't jinxed myself before I even got out of the box. That would be unfortunate, but it wouldn't be the first time I've walked into a jinx. Let's sort these by character class restriction. Yeah, never mind. Let's sort these by rarity. Thank you. So we already have plus 15% damage. That's important to know. Let's start things off with Alex Olson, because his trinkets are fairly easy to organize. He usually just gets 2 abomination level trinkets, and then we roll with it. Do I really want to give him bonus protection, though? He has 0. Is giving him protection useful in any capacity? It doesn't really feel like it is. Bonus to Virtue Chance? No, Virtue Chance is absolutely a death sentence. There's no way in hell that I'm doing that. Bonus damage to melee skills is interesting, but probably not what we're looking for. What I'd like to give him is bonus to blight skills. We could do that with a blight stone. Do we have any other way to do that whatsoever that's maybe a little more powerful? Anything else we have that's going to give bonus to blight damage that you can use? And give you bonus stress recovery. That's not terrible. Bonus damage in high torchlight. I want blight skill, guys. I need blight. Something that helps with the blight. It's basically going to be a blight stone or nothing, I think, then. Yep. Well, it is going to be his main attack until the final battle, because in the final battle, I think we may have him go full werewolf form. In which case, maybe just a warrior's bracer is better. That'd be plus 30% damage. Does give him a penalty to his dodge, which is acceptable, I think. Let's just roll with that. We do have 2 Houndmaster trinkets, and again, the Houndmaster is he's a character who's fairly easy to get out here. Bonus damage, excellent. Bonus bleed skill chance, excellent. Penalty to heals received, not great, but also not the end of the world. And then he has a blue Houndmaster only item that we also usually go with. Bonus dodge for a small penalty to damage. Totally acceptable. This gives him a huge dodge. James Harper, you're next. And for you, also, we're going to focus on dodge, which means a camouflage cloak. Feather Crystal is not terrible. It's 8 extra dodge. It'd be a 28% chance to miss any attack. I do like this bonus heals received, though, because we're going to have you taking a lot of damage. Let's do that. We have single target healing, and if you're intercepting most attacks, that's really going to make John Constantine able to pump you up pretty savagely, and the rest of the team can self-heal by and large. Just bonus damage for bonus stress, that's interesting, but not what we need. What we need is stuff that cranks up our heal totals. We want bigger heals. That's what we're looking for really here. Do I want to trade stress damage for those heals? Kind of, yes. I think normally I would take the Ancestors map, but we know this final fight has a ton of stress damage, so I'm just going to take one skill that straight up offsets the stress damage. We get 30% extra healing, no extra stress penalty. I feel pretty comfortable with this. Let's provision the team and get to work. And Pete, don't forget food, don't forget torches. These 2 things are of primary importance. More important than any of the other trinkets you usually buy instead of food and torches. This time, let's not screw the pooch. 14 torches is going to be enough. I'm going to take 3 shovels, 2 anti-venom, 2 bandages, 1 medicinal herb, 1 key in case we happen to stumble across the secret room. I don't expect that to be likely since we don't have the Ancestors map. Also, we're sitting fairly comfortably with regard to gold. Let's go smack up a boss. Smack a boss up. Smack a boss up. I'm going full the Prodigy on you. I'll make references to mid-90s rock bands. You can't stop me. The Drowned Crew would have actually been a fantastic name for a mid-90s rock band. Sort of like a proto-screamo, post-grunge kind of thing. The Drowned Crew. Post-grunge, proto-screamo. I'm getting kind of an I don't know. It's an appropriate band. Art Alexakis and Everclear kind of feel. Not quite full screamo, definitely not grunge. That would have been the Drowned Crew's kind of sound.
The poor devils.
Sing us a song from an American movie.
And drowning for eternity.
Drowning for an eternity. So the Sunken Crew is going to be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or alternatively, right here. No, definitely right here, because that's 6. That's one thing about going through the boss mission. You always know exactly where that boss is going to be. It does help. Always the furthest. This is basically, I always harp on this because it's basically the one trick I've managed to master. This is medicinal herbs or medicinal herbs, right? No. Anti-venom? Yes. Well, we wasted our medicinal herbs, which we could have used on a fish corpse for healing that we didn't need. Good start, Pete. Good start. Nice work, buddy. That's top quality dungeoning right there. Your dungeoneering game is on point today. So far, you're 0 for 1. Hitless. What is this? Oh, this is our... Okay, that's our buff. Self-stress relief, Steve Rogers has, but also our Abomination has more of. Self-heal, self-stress relief. Abomination, you're opening all chests and things of potential danger. This is your job. You will be doing this. We have a hallway battle next tile. We'll go ahead and burn that torch. We want our torchlight to be above 75 when we encounter this hallway battle. We do have the camouflage cloak on. We're at 77. That's perfect. We have got to kill this pelagic shaman before his giant crab friend gets a chance to go. Crab friend is real bad. We don't want to have to fight a deadly Garthim. Problem is, we're going to have trouble killing a deadly Garthim. Let's just go for the straight up direct damage then with the rush. Beautiful. Nicely done. Captain America gets the critical shot. We could try and stun this man. How stun resistance is he? Quite. Do we have a better option? We could go for protection. We could also go for a retribution. Let's go ahead and whack him. We're only going to get 2 out of this. We have self-marked. How do we want to handle this then? Let's go. This has a debuff component, right? It debuffs his dodge by a shit. I'm thinking maybe we need to start changing this out and only take the mark ability when our occultist is with someone who can take advantage of the mark. And instead use the overall damage output debuff. It's really useful, especially on bosses. Man, Bucky is on point. I guess ever since Civil War came out, and I think this may be the time first time I've taken Steve on a mission since Civil War came out. But since Civil War, he's down one arm, sure, but man, Bucky is definitely back to punching above his weight. We can't really do anything here. We want to throw a heal at the Abomination. He's already marked. We can't stab him in the face because he's too far away. We brought John Constantine to heal, really. So let's throw Defender at John Constantine. We're already riposting. We should definitely apparently be throwing these at Alex Olsen because, okay, they're all over him like stink on shit. Shit on a blanket, perhaps? I don't know. The metaphor falls apart. We're trying to stay out of beast form whenever possible, and the stuns are not producing results. Maybe we'll switch that guard to our Abomination. Well, we can't because we just had to... Yep, he's definitely... Okay, focus fire on Alex Olsen. He's bleeding 8 damage per round for 2 rounds. That's a lot of damage. Can we bleed the... This guy's hugely resistant to bleed also. And we run the risks of stacking bleed on him by having John Constantine throw heals. It's risky. I'm not going to do it again. Reduce that man's dodge again, John Constantine. And this is a situation, though, where even if we did manage to reduce this guy's offense, it wouldn't matter. His attack does like 2 damage. It's just a monstrously huge bleed that's the problem. There you go. Turnabout is fair play. We're going to guard Alex Olsen and see if we can take a shot on our mana arms instead. He has a better chance to dodge, I think, thanks to his gear. Here comes a Tidal Slam, which is a stun. We resisted and got the riposte. We resisted that stun despite the fact that I think we have a penalty to stun resist thanks to our equipment. We're going to get a stun on this guy eventually, right? There we go. Give him a bonus. Why am I not hitting this man with blight? He is not blight resistant. Pete, you're a profoundly stupid man. Next time, we'll do that. Assuming Bucky and... Man! Bucky is really getting some palpable damage rolling here. We need 1 damage. Does this do any? It might do 1. Good, that's enough. That's a bleed. John Constantine officially enabled that kill. Good work, Constantine. I'm glad I brought you. That's quality dungeoning right there. I was mocking my poor dungeoning earlier, but then you went and saved it. You brought it right back, Constantine. Excellent work, pal. Excellent work. Say what you want about John Constantine. Has a habit of getting his friends killed. Fictional Constantine. This John Constantine is actually pretty good in that respect. I don't think he's responsible for the death of anyone yet. But the fictional Constantine is sort of noted for getting his buddies killed. Check out this rotting fish carcass. It's a trap. Oh, thanks, Admiral Akbar. Is that really what happened to Admiral Akbar? Did he wind up just a rotting fish man in the darkest dungeon? That's an ignoble fate for such a vaunted military commander. You'd think an admiral would know better. Eerie coral is not... I can never remember what eerie coral is. Is it bandages? No. Is it anti-venom? Nope. Why can I never remember what this is? It's not a torch. Is it? Is it a shovel? I hate this stuff. Okay. It's, you know what? It's nothing. I just touch it. I hate you, Coral. I hate you forever. You made me waste 1 of every... I have the least experience in the Cove, so the fact that I miscue with curios all the time down here is not surprising to me. I have not spent an abundance of time in the Cove. The Cove wasn't in the pre-release version when I did my initial Darkest Dungeon series, so there's going to be some miscues, especially with the curios. Let's go straight up for Blight. This is why we brought him and why we gave him plus Blight. Let's start using it, because the Blight attack is pretty solid. That's some... oh, man. Bucky is holding it down. How's the Blight... That's also respectable. All right, Houndmaster. You know, Captain America, I want to not like you because you're a goody two-shoes, and I got to admit, a soft spot in my heart for anti-heroes and sort of villains, really. Villains and anti-heroes get a lot of bygones with Perfidious Pete, but damn it if you aren't making me love Captain America all over again. These criticals I'm not fucking in love with at all. It is a little dark, though. We're not really designed for this. Do I want a guard or would I rather riposte? Give me the riposte. Bonk. That's solid damage from the Guardian. James Harper, he's pissed because that's why he's performing so well. Steve Rogers is in the group with him. He's got to try and out Captain America. Okay, I see your game. He's trying to out Captain America, Captain America. What's the problem, James? Do you have shame issues? Is that what it is? Sweet riposte. Well, you know, he's making a case for himself. We're going to go ahead and heal you. This is why we gave him big plus heals, so he can stand in front, take this damage. We're also going to stress heal with a Cry Heavy. I was hoping that Steve Rogers might get some stress heal out of that, but he did not. That's unfortunate. More riposte kills. That man is actually already dead and just doesn't know it yet. We win a speed roll? We did. I may as well bonk him. There was nothing more useful we could have done with the Guardian's turn. Plus 30% stun skill chance, not terrible. If we could equip that on our Abomination, I'd consider putting it on right now. Sadly, that is out of the question. All right, Coral. Nope, I learned my lesson the first time. This time I'm just going to touch you. It's abrasive and unnerving. And 36 stress? Really? Good lord, that's a ton. Couple torches gets us to 80, which is enough. We just want to be above 75 when we fight. That's all we're looking for. If we get into a fight, we want to be above 75. We're going to try and avoid camping as long as possible so we can get as close to the boss as possible with as little stress as we can. I want to try and minimize my stress. I paused. That pause was the sound of me trying futilely with my feeble brain to struggle to come up with an actual overall plan. I'm not a planner. What can I say? I sort of fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. Gal? Yeah, kind of gal. Fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal. Planning and such, not really my strong suit. Just sort of play everything by intuition. Which, admittedly, is a terrible way to live your life. I'm living proof. Don't fly by the seat of your pants. Sit and think about things once in a while. You'll be glad you did. We could go for a facial stabbing, but we sort of need to heal. The Guardian is more than a little banged up. I think we have the Guardian go ahead and lead things off with the riposte. How much damage has this snail got on it? 6. How much health has he got? 7. We need 1 damage. There we go. The snail is dead. He dies at the start of his turn. Brilliant work, Guardian. Man, Captain America is holding it down, but say what you want, the Guardian is likewise holding it down here. There's a dodge and riposte. I think we go ahead and whip this man with a chain. If we get a stun, that'd be beautiful. All right, this team, I'm liking their dynamic. I, in theory, thought this was going to work pretty well, and it turns out my theory may be founded. It's a first for Perfidious Pete. Usually my theories are the worst kind of popular stripe, a lot like the Ghostbusters. But this guy, holy shit, that was a monster heal. Weird reconstruction really scales powerfully. If Alex Olsen could beat this guy in a speed roll, I'll cry Havoc again. I don't care. You want to let slip the Dogs of War? I'll let slip the Dogs of War. I'm cool with it. Anything I could do to get off more heals, I'll take it. The Abomination, heal your stress. There you go. 11 stress relief. Solid. That man, also dead. Picked up another bandage that replaces the one that we wasted on the Eerie Coral. Ah, so far so good. I always, when I'm playing Darkest Dungeon, I feel troubled when I feel good about the way a mission is going. When it seems like a mission is going well, that's when I'm actually the most concerned, because I know that's when things are inevitably going to go horrifically awry, just come flying off the rails. Last time I had a good feeling about a mission, 3 people died. But I still have a good feeling about this one. I don't like having a good feeling. This is what Darkest Dungeon does to you. It makes you mistrust all of your instincts. And not feel good about things you should feel good about things. It makes you suspicious of anything positive. That's what it really does. These guys are really shooting for James Harper. That's according to plan. If we can get them to do that, we're on board. We want them focusing fire on James Harper. That's a lot of aggregate damage. We should possibly heal, but we should also... I really want to get rid of the stress unit. I'm more concerned about stress than anything else. And if we can focus that stress on James Harper with a self-mark, I think that would be useful. This man is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet. We're going to bonk that man. We can't get him into the already dead but doesn't know it category, but we can get him close. Johnny Fishman with the spear is a problem. Beautiful dodge from the Swamp Thing. Oh, Swamp Thing. Oh, you are the man. Are you on fatal damage? You are also on fatal damage and just don't know it, which means, can we afford a Cry Havoc? Probably not with this guy. Oh, Steve Rogers, you beautiful son of a bitch. All right, let's get rid of some of your stress then. We could have whacked this man with a chain, but I think the stress heal is probably more useful. All this guy's going to do is damage. We don't really have to care about damage. We're going to be camping soon, probably in this room, in fact. I'm going to go for the AoE bolster. Just to try and give criticals. Can bolster critical? I guess not. Probably should have killed that guy. But we can straight up get kills. Or we could Cry Havoc. Now, you have fatal damage. Yes. Do you? You also have fatal damage. Never mind. We're going to Cry Havoc. Bucky's just going to sit back and howl about, you know, how things are awful. Meanwhile, John Constantine's going to throw a heal at our battered man-at-arms. Top him off. We're going to bolster again to give everybody more speed. More speed means more likely to win a speed roll, which means more self-heal, more stress relief, and these guys both drop dead. We just sit back and laugh and let the bleeds and blights do their work. Man, this team.
Be wary.
I like it. I like what they're bringing to the table. I'm throwing this Jade on the floor because I need busts and crests more than I need pretty much anything else. We've even got, I need a more than I need gold, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but in this case it is 100% true. Let's get our camp on, get our mad feast on for some stress relief, and everybody has Encourage. We can definitely take care. We're going to have no stress going into this boss fight. So, man's best friend. This costs us 2 time, reduces his stress by 20. Do we have something that prevents nighttime ambush? Yes. We're going to increase everybody's stress by 7. Because we're probably going to wind up therapy dogging as well. 7 stress is fine. So first then we man's best friend. Gets rid of 20 of his stress. Then we therapy dog. This gives us stress relief and stress resistance in our upcoming fights. Everybody is fully healed. We've prevented nighttime ambush. And now it's time to start encouraging, which costs only 2 time. It's got you down to 15 stress. How much does our man-at-arms have? 24. Well, we should just, encourage the Guardian. Be like, don't worry, Captain America, he's here. We should have Captain America encourage the Guardian. Damn, that was a missed opportunity because it would have been really funny and super humiliating for the Guardian. Captain America being like, don't worry, buddy. I know you're the DC ripoff version of me, but that doesn't mean you're still not a good man. Just because you're a terrible clone of a more popular character, there's still hope for your future. You can be the hero the DC universe needed when they didn't get me. How? Okay. First off, want to restore party order because I do want... Do we? Or are we better off to not just have Steve Rogers in slot 4? What do you have that... Does everything work out of 4? You know what? This is actually better. Thank you, Darkest Dungeon, for teaching me a valuable lesson about the dungeon. We have learned that position 3 is perfectly fine for you. Weakening Curse is what I'm considering switching to. Marking the Sunken Crew does nothing. You know what? Yes, we need this skill at level 4, and for boss fights in particular, this skill is better. Even at rank 1, this skill is still better than Vulnerability Hex. We don't need to mark the target. Vulnerability Hex is really only necessary if we have somebody else who needs marks applied, and in this case, we don't. How do I use a dog biscuit? Greatly increases the hound's vigor. You must have to use that in combat. That's the only way I can think of to use it. Against my better judgment, I'm going to touch this. I hate coral. Coral is the new bookshelf. That's what we've learned. Coral is basically the... really? Only one thing in this hallway. Wow. 2 torches, Pete? Yes, I want 100% light when I go in this room and prepare to do battle with the Sunken Crew. This is the boss I probably understand the least well of every boss we fight. So you get bound up. Now, this man is going to throw chains at us in a minute, which is fine. How blight resistant are you? You're 130% bleed resistant and 90% blight resistant. So I think it's time for us to go full beast mode then. It's unfortunate that we got to go full beast mode, but full beast mode does allow us to hit both of these guys for a shitload of damage. That's a palpable hit. Let's weaken your damage. He dodged, but we did throw a level 1 attack at him. Alex Olsen's gonna mute me. That's bad. Oh, he resisted! That's not bad. That's amazing. All right, Houndmaster, eat a dog treat. Can we kill this man? That's a pretty solid start. He resisted the bleed, but that's gonna happen. So if we have somebody who's going to be doing damage to us, we really don't want to give them James Harper, because what if he guards the Sunken Crew and then riposts? That'd be terrible. I don't want him guarding the Sunken Crew and riposting us. That would suck. Here comes the boarding clutch. Okay, 13 damage. He's got a small-ish bleed. We don't get a riposte on that because it wraps us in chains. And this man fully heals when he gets wrapped in chains. Okay, important lesson, don't attack that man. Unless you're doing it that way, in which case, definitely attack that man, because that's solid damage. This guy also gets stressed while he's thus imprisoned. But we're going to bust him out real quick. Man, Bucky is holding it down. That's solid work, Steve Rogers. Drink with the dead. This is a stress attack again. John Constantine really strikes me as the kind of guy who would be totally okay with having a drink or two with the dead man. I don't think Constantine would even notice. In fact, I would go out on a limb and say with basic 100% certainty that at some point in one of the comics, John Constantine has absolutely had a drink with the departed ghost of someone that he was responsible for the death of. All hands on deck. Constantine is... It's unfortunate that it pulls him to the front. We could slam, which moves us forward 1. Let's go ahead and slam. We're going to let the boys be boys on that one. What debuff does that give him? Penalty to dodge and speed. All right, that's acceptable. Lucky and his dog piling on some damage, getting a little bit of their own back. Facial stabbing? Sure, why not? John Constantine can still stab you from the front row, man. He got a knife. He's not afraid to use it. Steve Rogers is going to mutiny. Ha ha ha! Your mutiny has no effect on me. I can still riposte and everything from back here, too. Who do I want to not mutiny is the question. I really would like to move us forward. And then we can have Constantine step back. Let's do that. I didn't do that for the stun, because the stun's never going to work against a boss. I did it for the repositioning move. Here comes the boarding clutch. Ouch. 13 damage and a bleed, but it's not a huge bleed. Here's Heave, too. Okay, we're debuffed. We're going to take a little stress. This is fine. The boys are going to be able to beat him free. Steve Rogers may be able to do it right here. 8 damage, 21. Did our buff wear off? Clearly our combat buff from the dog is wore off. We need to eat another dog treat. We're going to let the boys be boys. We're in a position now where I would like you to shuffle back too, please, because we're going to need heals in a minute. Here comes the mutiny. You mutinous son of a bitch. The debuff. Alright. What is that debuff? Big damage penalty. Not the end of the world, all things considered. Let's go for the riposte. Maybe we can get them to throw some aggression by self-marking. Nope, they're still going to ignore it. Try and have me drink with the dead. Doesn't work on John Constantine. As previously stated, John Constantine has, on many occasions in his career, had a drink with the dead. I can't help but notice that we did not riposte there. Why not? A little salty about that. I don't like that this guy is allowed to heal to full every time he throws that anchor chain. That's a little irritating. We're just gonna keep... I forgot to eat the dog biscuit. Son of a bitch. Comes the boarding clutch. Swamp Thing. He's not having any of this. Swamp Thing is the MVP so far of this mission. You go ahead and heave too. Swamp Thing will be fine. We don't have to worry. The Swamp Thing's gonna have a hard time getting busted out of that, and it does heal that. Let's go for the bonk. 3 damage. Not as much as I might have liked. Self-mark. Stress attack for the abomination. I still feel pretty confident in this so far. I think things are still going pretty well. Well, that 5-point heal really could have been better. This is a lot of stress that's piling up very quickly. Boarding clutch. Yeah, that's his key attack, the drown crew. That's his go-to move. He loves the boarding clutch. It also is healing this guy an unfortunate amount. What do you got? Oh, it's my turn. Why can I still act when I am in chains? I don't know, you know, if you're gonna let me swing, I'll swing. Alex Olsen doesn't give a single shit. He'll rock your world, dog. Because he'll rock your world, dog, because he sort of is one. It makes sense if you think about it. I still need more better healing. John Constantine, I said more better healing. You're saying Perfidious Pete. You know, you did give Steve Rogers a thing that gives him a penalty to healing, right? And I'm aware of that. But we also countered that whole penalty with the buff trinket that we gave him. So he should be healing as normal, and 5 and 8 is low. The drink with the dead. Just a little stress. That's fine. You can't freak out John Constantine. That man has seen some shit. All hands on deck. He's going to bring out a new guy. Well, that moves us to the front if we don't resist it. That's a bad place for a Houndmaster to be. Monster damage from the Abomination. Our monster brought us some monsters. Well, if all we can do from the front rank is that, we'll do that. We actually got the bleed to stick. John Constantine is in problem territory. He won't drop dead on his next turn, but he's not far from it. We have got to throw the guard. The Guardian's going to have to execute his mandate. Constantine on death's door. All right, couple things we're going to do when John Constantine gets a chance to roll here. First thing, bandage. I don't want to be bleeding anymore, unless I do it to myself. And then 2, throw a heal at myself to get me off death's door. I gotta say, really hoping for more than 4 out of that. Beautiful move from the Guardian. Steve Rogers. Oh, this is so... Okay, Sunken Crew, you're fucked. Oh, that's it. You're done. You just prepare to get shit on. That's it. You're wrecked, dog. It's all over for you. That was probably not the optimal move. Let's let the boys be boys. There it is. Da, 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 da. Alex Olsen letting the boys be boys. And we even got some free stress relief there at the end of the mission. Delightful. That's a victory. Sunken Crew. Do I want to press my luck? We got a lot of backtracking. Our stress is already pretty high. Nobody needs stress. You know, that seems like a pretty questionable proposition with minimal opportunities for benefit. Default party order. But we're in it. Okay. You know what? No, let's just be... This is good. I'm not pressing the luck. We're done. We got a strong victory over the Sunken Crew. Take a win where you can get it, Pete. Don't question it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. We've had this conversation before. You don't look gift horses in the mouth. When somebody gives you a horse you don't want, you make it into sausage. That's what you do with the gift horse. Make sausage. Don't look a sausage horse in the mouth either. Or maybe just don't look at your sausage, because you probably really don't want to know what it's made of, especially if it's made out of horse. Although they eat horse in a lot of places, and I'm told it's pretty good. Horse is one animal I have not eaten. I've eaten most things. Most things that people eat, I have eaten. Horse is not one of them. I have never eaten horse. John Constantine got rabies. On anybody but Constantine, I would be tempted to keep that. Although his accuracy basically, you know what? I probably will keep that because John Constantine's accuracy basically doesn't matter. All he really throws is debuffs. Slow draw sort of sucks. Cove Adventure is irrelevant. Wasting Disease is going to have to be fixed. Alex Olson walked away. We got a bunch of... all right. Everybody made it to rank 5. That is both good and bad. It's good because, well, higher rank is good. It's bad because we can't necessarily upgrade their skills as much as we want. Idle Abominations gain 1 resolve level. Well, we're definitely not going to take Alex Olson on the next mission then, because if I read this correctly, gains 1 resolve level means he gets to be a legend for free? That'd be really cool. Just immediately promoted to legend. I like that. A Gibbous Moon. Yeah, all right. We got a trinket that we've never seen before? Really? A survival guide. Pretty solid. It's sort of the Ancestors map, except without the associated massive stress penalty. It's pretty good. I wish we had found that much earlier in the campaign. All right, we do have some maintenance tasks, though, to take care of. Since we have some diseases, let's go ahead and get those handled. Steve, you gotta get rid of the wasting sickness, buddy. No wasting sickness. Can't have that. Anybody else have a disease we need to get rid of? Betsy Braddock, what are you rolling with? You got griping in the guts. Well, no time like the present. Let's get that gone. I don't want to have to listen to Psylocke fart. That's just... it's unnecessary. What do we got for negative afflictions? Does anybody need affliction relief? Winded is not fantastic. Ruminator. None of those are a problem. None of those are really a problem. Slow reflexes really suck. Stress Eater's real bad, but it's too expensive to bother getting rid of. Squirrel Girl? Alright. Man, Silver Sable is a golden goddess. Your big speech, she's not a golden goddess, she's silver. Yeah. Superman. You know what, Superman? I'm gonna make you not compulsive because I really hate compulsive and you're really a dick about it, Superman. So go be not compulsive. Oh, that's a lot of cool. Go be not compulsive, you jerk. Are we going to spend any more money on... I don't really think so. All of these things seem okay. There's a couple other things I do want to do, like check the stagecoach, any level 2... Ooh. Well, this is a slam dunk pickup then. We're picking up a new Plague Doctor to replace Poison Ivy. That's, no, hire them.
What better laboratory
Sort by level. You hire the level 2 Plague Doctor. This is a replacement for Poison Ivy, who was nobly killed, if you so recall, Creepy Steve the Stagecoach. Stagecoach Steve, yeah, sure, he's creepy, but say what you want, the man drives a mean stage and his fares surprisingly reasonable. Anything else we want to do? We've got a ton of cash. Let's go check out the Nomad. Man, our Nomad wagon is entirely unupgraded. We've never done anything with the Nomad wagon, huh? Literally nothing. Well, it takes crests, which I believe I had earmarked for something more important, like upgrading the blacksmith, or was it the guild? It might have been the guild. It was, in fact, the guild. The guild is now fully upgraded. Excellent. Does that mean we can get our next stagecoach upgrade now? Are we eligible for this? No, because we need armor smithing level 4. Well, it's on the menu, Darkest Dungeon. Cut me some slack. What do I need to make that happen? A whole shitload of deeds. And some... Okay, we're making really good progress as far as the upgrades go. I'm feeling pretty solid about the way the old dungeon's rolling out. But I think this episode's going to be done. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to see more surprising success from some pretty unusual dungeon combinations, you might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'm taking Silver Sable out for a much-deserved victory dinner. Like, Silver Sable didn't even go on the mission. I just got a soft spot for her, that's all. She looks really good in that Silver Mercenaries outfit. What can I say? She excites me sexually, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm going to go do that. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.